you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle, and we talk all things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. In this video, we're going to talk about my man, Neville. Neville Goddard has this amazing technique called the revision technique. And when you're manifesting, say you've had a previous situation in your life that did not go the way you wanted it to go, and it's still somehow pending in your life, there's still more pieces to that situation which could affect your future. So what Neville teaches is right before you go to bed, you start to play out that scenario. Maybe it was a divorce, or maybe it was a situation where money was taken from you, or you should have gotten money and it didn't come to you. But maybe there's no way in hell you think you can get that money back. Well, Neville's technique says that you can go to bed each night replaying that scenario to land the way you want it to land. So here's an example. I was watching a video the other day of a woman who, she was working for this nonprofit company, and they were handling millions of dollars, and she was hacked. Somebody hacked into her email system, and they were acting as this vendor, and they were already corresponding, talking about $1.2 million being sent to this account for the fund and for the organization. So she was hacked, but she didn't know it. The million was sent. She sent the 1.2 million. And then a week goes by and the vendor's like, hey, did you send that money yet? And she was like, what? Yes, I already did. Well, apparently what I said happened. So somebody jumped in, played as if they were the vendor, and she lost $1.2 million. She was terrified. She was worried that she was going to lose her job. And she's like, I just totally messed up. How could this happen? So she applied Neville's technique, and this technique is powerful. So she started to say, no, she revised it. She revised everything in her mind. She said, no, I'm going to believe that I'm going to get that money back. I'm going to imagine, instead of that voice that she heard as soon as that, or like that feeling that she got as soon as she opened the email saying that they didn't get the money, she had immediate panic. Instead, she started to go to bed imagining so much excitement because she got an email saying the money was back in the account. So every night before bed, she was like, no, I'm not settling for that answer. I'm not settling for we lost the money. I'm going to envision we got the money. We got even more back. So she did this. 7 days later, the 1.2 million was back in her account. And during those 7 days, there was so much going against her. They went to all these different banks to try to figure out if they could trace it, if they could. There was no answer. There was nothing that they could do. Every one of these high-tech people that usually can track scammers and get this stuff back, they were like, I'm sorry, the money's gone. There's nothing we can do at this point, because it was such a long wait after the transfer happened that they noticed that the money never arrived. They couldn't do anything about it. So she kept getting all of this feedback saying, nope, it's not going to happen. Sorry. So most people would be like, all right, I give up. But no, we know with manifesting, we can create a better reality for ourselves. We know that it's darkest before dawn, and the universe sometimes gives us these situations so we can practice using our mind and our energy and our body and our feelings to pull whatever we want into our reality. So she used her body and her feelings and her emotions to imagine getting that email saying, we found your money, we got the money back. And 7 days later, she got an email from the bank that she was working with saying that they had traced the hacker and they were able to get the money back. Powerful. Like, this was like a 45-minute video. I just kind of summed it up really quickly, but the revision technique can be used in so many different ways. So say you go and you take your car to the mechanic, right? And they're saying it's going to be a $2,000 bill. And you're just like, I don't want this to happen. You take your truck home. You're like, nope, I'm not going to pay for it. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to manifest a better reality for myself. You start going to bed imagining something different. Maybe you start imagining somebody that's willing to fix your truck for $100. Or maybe you start imagining getting a new truck. And then all of a sudden you run into your neighbor one day and they're like, hey, they just moved to the neighborhood. And they're like, oh, I'm a mechanic. Let me know if you need any work on your cars. And all of a sudden, boom. And guess how much it was to fix the truck? $100. These are all examples that I've heard with people that are using the revision technique. So it's a situation from your past, but you're changing the outcome in your future, in your present moment. And you're doing it by rethinking about the situation. You're saying, no, I refuse to settle for this, feedback, for this experience, for how this went down. And I'm going to envision something better happening. I'm going to envision maybe getting, say you did spend the money on the truck to get it fixed, and you're kind of like, oh, I just spent so much money. Now you're starting to imagine how you're getting paid back for that money. So you can use Neville's technique to kind of recreate a better reality for yourself, even with tough situations from the past. So remember, I even think one of his quotes, I'll have to put it up on the screen. All right, I got it. It says, imagination is the very gateway to your reality. And if you think about that, how are you using your imagination throughout the day? Are you imagining good things happening? Or are you still imagining the worst case scenario? Because if you are the latter, you need to start rewiring your brain. Any past situation that was maybe not ideal, you can start to envision it happening differently. And maybe somehow that can change the person that you're with, or the situation that you're in, or the job that you're at. Maybe you can start imagining people at your job behaving differently. And I know I did this with certain family members and certain coworkers. I would work with these people and be around these people, and I would be so sick of how they were treating other people, and I was witnessing it, but I understood why they were doing it. But I would go to bed and I would imagine them being different. I would imagine them talking loving, and I would, in a loving way, I would imagine them doing things differently. I would imagine them starting to show up in a beautiful, supportive way for the people that I love and for myself. And within weeks, these people started to behave this way. And I was like, oh my gosh, can everybody do this? I thought I was like magic. I was all selfish, thinking only I could do it, but we all can do it. And this is the revision technique. We can use our minds to create a better experience for ourselves and for other people. The next video that I'm going to do is all about how we can manifest for others. I've done it many times. I do it with my clients all the time. I sit on Zoom and we sit there and journal together, and all of their desires are coming true. And the ones that aren't coming true are the ones that still need to work on their mindset. They're still grasping for it to happen. So think about your past, think about your current situation, and whatever you don't feel good about, whatever you wish would have happened differently, start to go to bed telling a different story. Start imagining it happening in a better way, even if it's in the past and it's already done. Remember, in our world, time doesn't exist. And I know I still have a hard time wrapping my head around that, but we are multi-dimensional beings. We can be in multiple places. We can hop timelines. It's so wild to think about that. And I still don't fully grasp it. But I do know that the manifesting happens quick, and you can create change in other people, in past situations, in current situations. Our minds are powerful. Our imagination is literally the gateway to our reality. So start imagining up this, whatever you want to happen. Just be there and feel it and experience it and revise it. If something has happened in your life and you're not happy with it, revise it. Say, nope, I am not settling for this. I'm gonna choose better. And watch, if it's the way somebody's treating you, in the next 2 weeks, they're going to be coming at you differently. They're going to be coming at you with compassion and with love, but you have to be the one to do the work each night before you go to bed. So if you're not getting sleep at night because the energy is crazy, we're in between 2 eclipses right now, Mercury is going retrograde. If you cannot sleep, use that time to start imagining the life that you want for yourself. Imagine yourself getting in the car of your dreams. Imagine yourself kissing your dream person. Just imagine it all. And as soon as a thought creeps in and says, that's not going to happen, I can't see how, that's not your job. That's God's job. And you're not God. We don't take that role. We just think it and play it out, and then the universe handles the rest. And the minute you step on the train of imagining something bad happening, you stop and you hop off. You're like, nope, I don't want that thought. Thank you very much. And you just pause and no longer think it. The revision technique works. Okay? Use your imagination. All right, lovies, thank you so much for being here. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.